Good evening, everyone. We are all interconnected. Just have faith. Brother Bob uttered these words to me one day very casually in passing while I was a student at Messmer, and they have always stayed with me. I took them with me as I became a very socially active student on the campus of Marquette University, where I became the first Black and the first legally blind general manager of WMUR Marquette Radio. I relied on those very same words for direction as I explored Uganda, Rwanda, and South Africa in an effort to expand the scope of my undergraduate education. Before I embarked on each journey, I intensely prayed and I asked God to send me someone who I could connect to, holding on to the belief that if I could only connect with someone, then I would certainly be able to not only survive, but to thrive as a visually impaired young woman traversing unfamiliar territories. And if I could be quite candid, I must say that it takes a fair amount of faith to go so far away when you can barely see things in front of you on a day-to-day basis. Not to mention, I didn't really have any tested or trusted long-term relationships with anybody in those countries, but his voice kept ringing out in my head. And I decided that I was going to rely on the ties that bind us together rather than unraveling the loose threads that threaten to tear us apart. With this in mind, how could you lose? In fact, I began to think about this a little bit more deeply, and I decided that this strategy really works for me. In fact, it works so well that I have gone to many places and done many things, but no matter how far I go, I have always returned without a scratch and without a bruise, which signifies to me that there is no limit to what God can do for you. I intend to lean on his words once again as I prepare to travel to Washington, D.C., where I will be trying to obtain my master's degree in sustainable development and international policy, a program that will allow me to complete a significant portion of my degree abroad. And right now I have my sights set on Liberia, so I'm extremely excited about that as well. Another Messmer faculty member once told me, right before I was getting ready to embark on my first international expedition, she sent me a very short email, and all that it said was that the will of God will never lead you where the grace of God won't protect you. I find these words to be particularly befitting today, because the will of God has led Messmer to become truly the cornerstone of exceptional education, and the grace of God has blessed this institution with Brother Bob's leadership for over 25 years. He has served the Milwaukee community faithfully, and he has spearheaded the unification of St. Leo, St. Rose, Messmer Preparatory School, and Messmer High School. Needless to say, personally, it is a profound privilege for me to stand before you today as we pay tribute to a man who has never failed to believe in my dreams, no matter how lofty or dangerous they may have seemed to him at the time. I often joke with my mother and I tell her that she and Brother Bob should have gotten together and developed some sort of support group for one another, because they were both so frazzled by my traveling around the world. But they got through it, and so did I. But I am simply overjoyed to be here today as we celebrate the legacy of this magnificent man, and I know that you are as well, so I would like for you guys to all join me as we invite Brother Bob Smith up to the stage.
We are always starting.
Oh, no, that's right. I know. So on behalf of the past and the present and the future board, the faculty and staff at Messmer, hundreds of students, thousands of alumni, and the entire Messmer community, we would like to present you, Brother Bob, with a few tokens of our appreciation. First, we have 2 portraits done and created by one of your favorite artists, who is also a former Messmer teacher, Miss Jennifer Klechter. These portraits will be displayed at every single campus as a visual reflection of your enduring presence at Messmer Catholic Schools. Secondly, we would like to present you with a trip to Rome and Assisi for yourself and one guest. Now, yeah. I know there will be a very long sign-up list for everybody who wants to be that guest. I'll be the first on that list. But we are hoping that you will use this vacation to rest and relax and come back to us and return to us rejuvenated and ready to continue to pursue the work that God has in store for you. And lastly, we would like to present you with the Distinguished Bishop's Chair. We present you with this chair in honor of your loving service, your loyalty, and your lasting legacy at Messmer Catholic Schools. Brother Bob, on behalf of the entire Messmer community, I would like to say that you are and will always be much appreciated. Thank you so much.